electrification, and sort of the history of Avila, right? We saw some marine facilities. We talked about some of the research opportunities, some of the challenges of reuse of old structures. A theme I think you saw, one of the many themes, I should ask you guys what the themes you think you saw were, but permitting, right? All these permitting things that we know are important, and we thanks so much, Ben. That was great, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
You know, of course, we like this permitting, right? We want to have a healthy environment, a safe environment. Of course, those are important things. But we're hearing time and time again from people doing good stuff in the coastal zone, right? Responsible business owners, people that aren't like, you know, crazy polluters and trying to screw people over or anything like that. Constant struggle with the regulatory environment, right? So that's a key thing, right? We should that's something that's just as important as these other things to make sure we get that right? We want to have good protection, but we also want it to work for the people and the society, right? Another theme I think we've heard is the need to pivot, right? Everybody was pivoting. Keith pivoted to become the director of Rancho Marino. Caltrans had to pivot with how they're putting the posts in the ground because the elephant seals were shoving up against them, and just, you know, everybody has to adapt a lot in the coastal zone, right? Whether they want to or not, the people just have to. Another theme is that you got to be resilient, right? Not just adapt, but you have to be able. People had struggles, right? One business shut down that we normally talk to isn't here anymore. Pete was talking about the business situation and the restaurant situation and all that kind of stuff, right? So these themes are cross-cutting. You can apply them to fisheries, you can apply them to coastal erosion, you can apply them to home prices, all these things, but they seem to be pretty consistent. And then, of course, the other one would be things related to all the who is where we are. We didn't have a stop specifically about environmental justice or these other social ills that we're trying to combat at the moment. But nevertheless, that stuff runs through a whole lot of what we were talking and seeing, right? Food for all should be affordable food for all, right? Places to live on the coast should be places for everybody to live at or near the coast, those kinds of things. So those are themes. But let me ask you guys real quick, any highlight, one highlight or one interesting theme that you guys noticed? Or that sticks with you? Was surprising to you maybe?
Well, I think it was just here, and then also too at Big Creek. Felt like everybody was very supportive and open, and like wanting to help each other out and share the knowledge, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, totally, cool.
I was very surprised at just how that abalone business operates. Like,
the pier?
Yeah, being under the dock and how kind of sketchy some of those areas were and whatnot.
Yeah, and that's been going for 25 years, and it again adapting, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so pretty cool. What else? Anything else?
Honestly, just adaptation to everything, because with the abalone being buried,
Right.
all the stuff that Pete was talking about this morning, as well as Steve was talking about this morning, and then yesterday having to adapt to like the elephant seals knock down the fence, and then like they're trying to revegetate that area and everything, and just having to try and figure out what they can do, like how to do it, because like you would think that like, oh, just like we clear it out and it will just grow, and it doesn't.
Right.
So now you have to figure out, okay, how do we do this? So I mean that's just having to adapt to changing situations.
Totally. Anybody else? All good.
I would say also a bit kind of just how, real life experience is kind of mixing with, just the, book knowledge, right? The two are mixing and commingling to, help create a more sustainable
Totally.
world.
Totally. Yeah, without our academic knowledge, it's a lot harder, if not impossible. But academic knowledge alone ain't going to cut it, right? We need to take that, but then apply it and use our other life experiences and other contexts. Totally. Absolutely, those things need to be married. I totally agree. Cool. All right, great. So we had a great time. Avila into Cambria into the sort of San Simeon region, into Big Creek, into Monterey, and then ending here in Moss Landing. So it was a great trip. Thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank
Super good. Glad you guys came. Glad you guys liked it. Glad everybody else came. Not everybody stayed the whole trip, but still, but I'm glad everybody else came. So drive safely. Get home safely. No rush. If you guys need to get food, get gas. It's all good.